to the People's Game Day. Fresh off our Kansas City trip, we've got the legend Josh Borm in Malay and the one, the only, Jerry Newerth. I'm your host, Dallas Hanson, and this week we're going to start off with our fireball shot. Josh, why don't you start us off with the old fireball shot?
Yeah, I threw it to Lane last week, betting against the Pokes. I thought Wyoming would lose to Hawaii at home, which is apparently foolish. So I was wrong. This week's fireball bet. Jared, you ready for this? Arkansas is going to beat Tennessee. That's the fireball bet. It's pretty much a pick 'em. I think it's a 1.5 point spread. I'm taking the Hogs.
You got him, baby. Jordan, your rebuttal.
I've got nothing to say. The balls are bad. I'm probably going to be taking a shot next week.
Welcome back, boys. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we're doing something new this week. We're just going to roll with us four. That's all right. We will miss Luke Powers, but we've still got a few different
He got
things.
scared.
He's gonna send in his picks.
He's going to send in his picks. We're just going to do a little bit different. Different's okay. Election week, things are crazy, so we've got a lot of things going on. But let's start off with game number one. We've got number 9 BYU 7-0 going against number 21 Boise State 2-0. I am gonna go with the Broncos here. I think is the game at Boise State for me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's they're
On the
they don't
turf.
lose much at home, so I'm going with Boise State. Josh, who do you like?
BYU's got a legitimate Heisman candidate at quarterback, and they've been absolutely wrecking. I think it's a reasonable game, but BYU wins and BYU covers. Lane, what do you got?
So this is actually my upset of the week. So I'm calling it right now. I think BYU, which Josh just said is very good, they're going to go to the blue turf, and they are going to lose to Boise State. Boise State is 21. BYU's 9 or 7. Yeah, 9. It's going to be a good game, but I think that's my upset of the week. Boise State's going to win this one. Jardy?
Boise State's been the class of that world for a long, long time. But BYU's got a guy at quarterback right now who's probably going to end up being a top 15 pick with the way teams are needing quarterbacks now, and he has balled out all year. I don't see that stopping. Hank Bachmeier is a hell of a quarterback for Boise. I got BYU in this one.
All right, next game we've got number 25 Liberty going against the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech being a 14.5 point favorite here for some reason. That's weird. But I'm still going to roll with Liberty. Liberty hasn't lost yet this year. I don't think they stop here. Josh, who do you like?
I like Liberty too, and that's actually my upset of the week. I think they cover the spread, and I think Liberty wins the games. Go Flames. Lane, what do you got?
I'm actually going to disagree with both of you. I think Virginia Tech's going to win this one. I do think Liberty's going to cover because it is 14.5. But if you want to call it an upset, that's fine. I think Virginia Tech's going to win this one. Jordy?
Kudos to the Liberty Flames and Hugh Freeze, who the world forgot about, coaching a game from a goddamn hospital bed. They came out and housed Syracuse earlier in the year. Syracuse is 1-5. Virginia Tech is a little better than that. I hope they beat the hell out of Liberty, and I think they do. Go Hokies.
Our next game coming off what could arguably Harbaugh's worst loss in Michigan. Number 23 Michigan playing Indiana. The Hoosiers, who I hated on earlier in the year, but they came out with a W in week 1, which looked really well. I'm going with Indiana here. I don't think Harbaugh bounces back at all. I think his seat is very hot, hotter than Jordan's seat at the strip club in Kansas City last Sunday. But nonetheless, I'm taking Indiana. Josh, who do you like?
For the exact reason you said, I think Harbaugh's seat's getting very toasty. And if they don't win this game, Harbaugh's done. I think Michigan – this is a must-win for Michigan. I think they win. Lane, what do you think?
I mean, both of you, that's I absolutely agree. I'm very taken back by Indiana right now, and this typical basketball team is coming out and they're playing football well. And I think Michigan is just not living up to what they should be right now. And Michigan State kind of, I wouldn't say kind of exposed them, definitely exposed them. So I've got Indiana winning this, and I have them winning over 3.5. Jordy?
That's a good pick. I'm taking Indiana as well. I don't know how you could have a single ounce of faith in Michigan after the performance they put up last week.
Back against the wall. Back against the wall. They got to do it.
Their back's against the wall, but his back's been against the wall there for what feels like years. I mean, he has had so much talent and so much time to keep building something. They do nothing. He is a hell of a coach, a great coach. When he had Andrew Luck, when he had Kaepernick, when he had the boys, he hadn't done anything in Michigan. Go Hoosiers.
Jordan,
And
that
also-
lava lamp behind you could recruit better than Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, that's
They
the
get
problem.
talent. They get
Recruits
talent.
well.
And honestly,
It's just that they don't play off of it. They don't like who was the
And exactly-
quarterback they just had? Shea Patterson. Hell of a talent. What happened? They never did anything with him. They made him worse. They just.
I got to tell you, if I'm looking at new coaching positions at Michigan, I got to say it starts with that Michigan versus Ohio State. Let's. I mean, when was the last time they beat Ohio State? That's a real thing. That is one of the biggest rivalries in sports. If you can't get it done, yeah, I mean, it's time. It's time to move on. Get out of there. It's been
But
too
people
long.
have to say the
Mention
same
that, but he
thing about-
hasn't even done well against Michigan State. They have a winning record against them since he's been there.
That's why Michigan's going to win the game. They have to.
They have to. I just don't
Nonetheless-
see him doing it.
Nonetheless, we better move on. We're moving on to our one of our favorite analysts' team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Let's
They're
go,
playing
baby.
against a really scrappy Northwestern team. I said this once and I say it twice. I'm taking Nebraska because I don't think this team will give Ohio State a run in the first half. I don't see them going 0-2. I'm taking Nebraska to upset an okay Northwestern team. Josh, what do you like?
Every single game with Northwestern since Nebraska joined the Big Ten has been within a possession. This game will be within 3 points. I got Nebraska outright at home. No, on the road. Sorry. They're on the road, but dude, in Evanston, doesn't matter. Nebraska can play on grass. That don't matter. Nebraska is going to come out ready to go since they lost a game last week. No, they didn't even play last week because they lost it. That's what I mean. They didn't. They would have.
Oh, you have
You
derailed.
drunk?
No, I'm just saying they lost a game. You get it. You know what I mean. Nebraska comes out, wins the game. Lane, what do you got?
Sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. I was impressed by Nebraska for half a second, but Northwestern's going to win this one, and I'm sorry that they're going to win more. I'm not going to say it's a blowout, but they're going to.
It's not going to be a blowout no matter what happens. It never is.
I agree with that, but it's going to be more than 3.5. Jordan.
You know, if there was one thing I could ask the University of Nebraska's football team right now, I'd just ask them, you staying out of trouble, baby? What we got last week? Northwestern, huge. Fuck
Huge.
Nebraska.
Huge, he says.
Hey, any
you're
win
silly.
in the Big Ten is huge, boy.
No, you're saying huge by points.
All right.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Northwestern wins, though.
Next
Pat
week.
Fitzgerald, all neck.
All right, next is our we've got our Arizona State, one of my favorite teams playing the Trojans. The Trojans are ranked number 20. This is my upset of the week. I'm taking the Sun Devils. Herm Edwards, Pack is back, baby. Let's do it up big. I'm taking Arizona State over USC. Mark it down. Josh Borm, who do you like, buddy?
I think USC wins the game. But Arizona State covers. USC belongs in this big group. Teams like Notre Dame, teams like Texas, teams like Nebraska, teams like Tennessee that think that it's the 90s. We're back. They're not back.
2000.
Early 2000s, late 90s, whatever. USC's not back. They win the game. Arizona State keeps it close. It's a one-possession game. I like USC, but Arizona State keeps it close. Lane, what do you got?
It's the 90s.
Pac-12 football is back. As much as I talk about Mountain West football because I'm a homegrown Wyoming boy, I love the Mountain West. I love Pac-12 football. I love Pac-12 football. I'm so excited for this to be back.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because they're the most one of the most. I won't say the most. I say they're one of the more electric conferences to watch because of offenses. Some of the coolest games. Yeah, drink that beer. USC is going to come in. They're going to patty whack Arizona State. I'm sorry, even though I love Herm Edwards. USC, it's not the 90s, but they're back. USC over 10.5. Jordy, your turn, buddy.
Here's where you're wrong, Lane. We're
You
not
still
excited that the Pac-12 is back because their games are electric. We're excited that they're back because Pac-12 after dark. Games kicking off at fucking 9 o'clock. Sign me the fuck up. Speaking of that, Graham Harrell
Believe that.
and his boy, KD Slovis, going against Jaden McDaniels and Herm Edwards. And let's not forget Marvin Lewis, who spent 30 years with Cincinnati only watching Carson Palmer destroy his leg. I got to go with my boy Graham Harrell, former Green Bay Packer backup. He had all of a cup of coffee with him, but I'm going USC in this one.
All right, by the way, that game's at 11 a.m., Jerry, so don't get your hopes up for that night game. It's at 11. All right, our next game is intriguing. It's number 8, the Florida Gators versus the number 5, Georgia O'Boyle Bulldogs. This was tough. I've been flip-flopping it all day. Wasn't sure about it, but after I seen the brawl last week, I'm going with the Gators of Florida. Josh, who do you like?
I got the Gators. No, I got the Bulldogs big time. And it's not even close. This is my lock of the week. Georgia beat Florida. World's largest cocktail party. We would fit in real well there.
Yes, we would.
Georgia wins. Georgia wins, and Georgia wins big. Because guess what? Georgia has a defense, and Florida does not. So, Lane, what do you think?
Boom. Nailed it. Now, back to what I just said. SEC is the most electric football conference out there because there's offense and defense being played. Now, Georgia, they win big. They win huge just because of what Josh said. Florida doesn't have a defense. Go Georgia. They win big. Jordy, your turn.
You know, Florida might not have a great defense, but what the fuck is Georgia throwing out there? They have the mailman at quarterback, for fuck's sake.
Defense. They're throwing out a defense.
They're throwing out a defense that Alabama, granted Alabama has one of the best offenses in college football, said double birds to, I think Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts go double birds to Georgia.
Love it, Charity. All right.
It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that game.
Here, this next game, this is my lock of the week. I'm going to take number 6, Cincinnati, over Houston. Again, my lock of the week. Travis Kelce's former college football team. They're 5-0. They're rolling. We said last week there's a team in college football that gets better and better every week, and that's the Cincinnati Bearcats. Josh Form, who do you like in the Cincinnati-Houston game?
I got Cincinnati big. If any year, this is the year a non-Power 5 is going to make the playoff, and it's either going to be BYU or Cincinnati. Big 12's out. Pac-12, get out of here. Big 10 might work themselves out, too. You know, with maybe this is the year Michigan beats Ohio State. I don't know. Big 10 kind of on Ohio State. So, I don't know. If any year, this is going to be the year that a non-Power 5 makes it. Cincinnati's in the running. They keep getting better. Nobody's touched them. Cincinnati wins big. Lane, what do you got?
I hate how much I am agreeing with you tonight, Josh. Like I really am, dude. I think Eddie is so fun to watch right now. I think they're gonna roll. I think they're gonna roll big. They're gonna put their name back up there to where they should be in the playoffs.
It's already up there. I mean, they're top 10. That's in the
they're gonna be top 4 here in a couple weeks. What you said was not very bold. I think you're absolutely right, Jordy.
I've picked against Cincinnati a couple times this year, at least spread-wise. And guess what? They have blown teams out of the water every week. Cincinnati, easily. Luke Fickell has a hell of a program.
Next we've got number 14, Oklahoma State, going to play Kansas State. This one was a tough one for me too, but I think Oklahoma State bounces back this week. I'm taking the Oklahoma State Okay, boys. Josh, who do you like, buddy?
We saw what K-State did at home against Oklahoma was that last year? It's not 2 years ago, but last year. K-State's pretty good. They had a shit showing last week. K-State bounces back at home. K-State wins the game. Lane, what do you think?
Last week, OK State was my lock of the week over Texas, obviously, because Texas sucks. They proved me wrong. I'm not surprised. However, I'm not giving up on OK State. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to win by over 11.5. That is my pick. Jordy, your turn.
The Pokes have been pretty solid this year. They just haven't been blowing teams out. So I think they definitely win. I think Chuba Hubbard gets it going on the ground, finally explodes. He hasn't really been that great this year yet. I think he gets off this week. But I think K-State keeps it close.
Did you say he gets off this week?
I didn't want to say it, but I heard it too.
I also said he.
I heard it too.
Jordan.
K-State keeps it close and covers, but Oklahoma State wins.
All right.
Chuba Hubbard gets off this week. And it's Chuba up the middle. He just fumbled the ball and took his pants off. I don't know what.
Our next game is on ESPN University channel. Arizona playing Utah. I'm taking
Not what
Utah.
it is at all. It's just the U. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm taking Utah. Josh, who do you like? Bet.
It's kind of exciting. Pac-12's back, even though Pac-12's the most annoying pick. In the country.
I didn't say the. I didn't say the.
You did. Jed?
No, okay, but let me retract. I said the SEC.
We got video evidence of it.
Shut up.
Anyway, Utah's got an outside, according to CFP predictor or whatever the hell it is. Utah's got an outside shot to make the playoff, which there's no chance. I think Utah wins. Arizona, basketball team's in turmoil. The football team shows up. Utah wins, Arizona covers. Lane, what do you think?
I think Utah wins and Utah goes over 14.5. I love Utah. I think they're one of the top tiers of the Pac-12. I don't think they're the top dog, but I think they're up there, and I think Arizona's garbage. So Utah's going to win. They're going to win over 14.5. Jordan?
Here's where I disagree with you. I think Utah lost the heart and soul of their program last year. They lost Jalen Johnson and Bradley Anae on defense. They lost Tyler Huntley and Zach Moss on offense. Those guys were all their multiple-year starters, carried the program. I think that's a lot to overcome. I do think they have a hell of a program, but I think Kevin Sumlin has Grant Gunnell, who, fun fact, graduated with the Texas high school record, passing for 16,108 yards in his high school career. I'm taking Arizona. I'm taking Arizona as my upset of the week.
Bear down.
Bear down. Kevin Sumlin. The little fro, little TY.
All right, our next game is the UCLA Bruins. They're playing the Colorado Buffs. Bruins are a 5.5-point favorite here. This is a weird one. I'm gonna go with UCLA just because I'm not sure why. Josh, who do you like?
I hate the University of Colorado more than I hate anything in the whole world. I would drink a shot of vodka before, and I hate vodka, by the way, before I would pick Colorado. I hate that whole state. I hate every school in that state. There's no possible way I'm picking Colorado. UCLA wins, and they win big. Lane, what do you got?
Spoken like a true Nebraska fan. I love it.
I'm a Wyoming boy, dude. I cannot like Colorado.
Yeah, well, look at Lane's favorite city in the world is Denver. Denver's a glorified
not true. That's a cold take. Cold take by Dallas Hansen, everyone.
Glorified
I would definitely – I mean, yeah, but cold take, not my favorite city. I love the Broncos, but we're not getting into that. The only reason I care about this game is this Big 12. It could go up in the air. I'm going to go ahead and
Pac-12?
trust the what I just say.
Big 12.
Oh God, Pac-12. That's embarrassing.
I just didn't know what you were talking about.
No, Pac. That's bad. UCLA is gonna win, and just because I don't. Jordy.
Colorado's going to have a hell of a time replacing Steven Montez, quarterback for like 3 years there, and Laviska Shenault, who's one of the best players in college football during his entire
Oh boy, let's not get him started.
Larry Shenault Jr. was electric. And Dallas, did you just say Denver was the Bismarck?
Glorified.
Yeah, it's glorified.
After all we've been through, is this about Hell at the Moon? Love
This
that
is-
bar.
It's a long story.
It's a lot
Wait,
is it about
Jordan's-
the breakfast joint that was too fucking loud? And I'd pick UCLA, by the way.
No, every weekend in college, Lane would go to Denver. We want him to stick around, and Denver's. Let's just get back to the picks. All right. Next game is Jordan, your team. Lordy, it's got to be the Tennessee Volleys. They're playing Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm taking the Vols are back, baby. Give me the Vols and the money. Bormy, who do you like?
I'm telling you right now, the Hogs win this game. I got Arkansas. They're overperforming, and Tennessee's underperforming. That's a bad combination. Arkansas wins the game. Lane, what do you think?
I hate to say it. I've been so wrong all year about Tennessee. I've given up on Tennessee. Arkansas, they're one half away from being an undefeated team.
For fuck's sake.
Arkansas is going to win this game. Sorry, Jordy. Your pick. Who could it be?
Well, Arkansas is one half and one play away from being undefeated before last week.
I might lose it.
Tennessee's got their backs against the wall. People are starting to turn on Jeremy Pruitt outside the program, but what's new? Their fans are as crazy as Nebraska fans. I'm still willing to give him time, but they do not look good. They do not look inspired. They're doing punk shit on the field. This is kind of a make or break for their season because they still got Texas A&M and Florida, and they might have Auburn. I don't know. I blacked out there for 3 weeks. I have to pick Tennessee, but they desperately need this game.
All right. Very good, Jordy. Now we've got one of our primetime games, Stanford, opening up against the Ducks of Oregon at number 12. She blinded me with science. Give me Stanford, baby. I'll take the 10-point underdogs. Form, who do you like?
Blinded me with science.
You're going with Stanford outright. Is that what you're saying, Dal?
Eh?
Did it?
No. Yeah. No.
What?
No, I'm just taking Stanford.
Outright. Like, you think they're going to win the game?
Yes.
Okay.
So I could hear you broke up there.
Oh, Siri. This is a weird one because Oregon's obviously like a playoff hopeful. We haven't played a game yet, though. And Stanford does what Stanford does. I think Stanford hangs in the game. I think Oregon wins, but Stanford hangs in. Lane, what do you think?
Oregon football's back. They're the leader of the pack. They're going to come in. They're going to roll on Stanford, even though they've lost the number one offensive lineman in the year last year, Penny Sewell. He opted out along with 3 other players. I don't think it's going to matter because, God forbid, he's amazing and he's going to be great next year. Oregon's going to roll. They're going to win the pack. And that's my pick. And that's also my lock of the week. So better watch out. Jordy?
I'm going Oregon. They're the class of the Pac-12. There's not really much more to say about that. Stanford's pretty down the past couple of years.
All right. Next is we've got South Alabama playing number 15 Coastal. Going back to Carolina, where I'm from. I'm taking Eastern Carolina. Give me all the points, 17.5-point favorite. Worm, who do you like?
I think you mean Coastal Carolina, not Eastern Carolina.
Yeah, I said Coastal.
No, you didn't.
On my way to Coastal.
But I'm with you. I got the Chanticleers. The boys won the College World Series a few years ago. The boys are making a showing in football, undefeated, beat some pretty good teams. I'm gonna go with the Chanticleers with the points. Lane, what do you think?
I'm going to go ahead and take Western Carolina. they're gonna win. Sorry, that was a jab at Dallas. It was a bad
Wasn't
joke.
very funny, buddy. Will you pick?
They're gonna win outright over 17 and a half. Josh, don't interrupt me. Jordan, go ahead.
Do not talk to me that way.
Lane, don't talk to Josh that way, buddy.
Jaden, go ahead.
Come on, Kitty.
I'm going with the Chanticleers outright. Before we even get to the name, that might be the best fucking name I've ever heard.
Chanticleer.
Absolutely.
I don't even have to give a shit about the game. They're undefeated. They're cool. I love them. Go Coastal Carolina.
And here we go.
And our game of the week at 6:30 p.m. Saturday night on NBC. Bum 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 bum. We've got the Fighting Irish playing at home against the Clemson Tigers. I'm taking Notre Dame, baby. The Catholics versus the Convicts. Round 2. Give me the Catholics. For me, who do you like?
They're not playing Miami.
The Catholics versus the Convicts is Notre Dame against Miami. But
Yeah, I know.
I think Miami beats Notre Dame too. Notre Dame is not good in big games. Until Brian Kelly, he's talking about the record. We're 28-3 in the last 31. Who you played, Diddy? Clemson, with a backup quarterback, wins the game by 2 touchdowns. Clemson wins. Lane, what do you got?
Couple things. I'm so upset that Luke Powers didn't come on tonight because he is just so naive about this Notre Dame football team. Clemson, it's an insult that Clemson is only the 5.5 favorite. I think they're going to roll on Notre Dame because, like Josh said, they are worthless when the game matters. Yeah, they're great in the season. I don't get it. They have one of the best winning teams through the regular season, but they can't compete in big games. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. Powers, I wish you could come in here and say something, get your little 5 minutes of attention. I'll wait till Facebook. I'm sure you'll make fun of my looks. Until then, suck one. Clemson wins, and they win big. Jordy?
Don't worry about Powers. He practiced that in front of the mirror. In our lifetime, Notre Dame has not won a New Year's Six or any big bowl game in our lifetime. For a point of reference, the fucking University of Kansas won the Orange Bowl.
Todd Reesing,
But
baby.
here's the thing. Also, Todd Reesing was awesome. Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr., that was a dirty squad.
You're
man
forgetting about
named
Jeff
Gino
Samardzija,
Autry.
Brady Quinn.
But here's the thing. Something's got to give. And last week, DJ Ugalele, whatever the hell his name is, came in and threw 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And they only beat Boston College by like 6. Notre Dame. Ian Book has a statement win. Brian Kelly gets a little fire under the boys. Blood's in the water. Go Irish.
I love it. I love it. Jordan, that's a great pick. Well,
Yeah, it was
does
great.
anybody have any closing thoughts?
Well, I had plenty, but Powers backed out.
Well, let's hear it.
Come on,
No,
let's hear it.
let's hear it. I'm sure.
I just – no,
Look at your
I had
notes.
questions that I was – I don't I just had actual questions to ask him, but I'll save that because I know I'll have my opportunity. And I'm a fair guy. I want him to be able to rebuttal. I think it's a coward move to sit here and bash him, even though it's very easy to bash him. But I'll wait for him to be able to rebuttal before I take some shots at him. So until then, Notre Dame sucks.
Fair enough. As for Josh Borm, Lane Malay, Lordy, it's got to be Jordy, and your host with the most, Dallas Hansen, signing off for the People's Game Day.